Saturday will be the 19th annual Gary Burns Fun Run event. Gary Burns was an assistant fire chief for the Frisco Fire Department who passed away at the age of 43 in 1999 from colon cancer.
Both of his daughters went to Frisco High School graduates. His wife was a Frisco graduate that I went to school with her as well. And his daughters played volleyball for us, and I think they ran track as well. They were great. They're just a great family.
He was known to all as a family man who donated much of his time and energy to helping others.
In this community, he did a lot of things for less fortunate families that a lot of people didn't know about. Like during the holidays, he might help kids out that might not have had a good Christmas without his help.
I'm going with my volleyball team. We just go every year. It's tradition. It's a great cause.
I am going, and because I like running, and it's like I'm pretty fast if I say so myself. Other people don't, but that's okay.
Proceeds go towards scholarship opportunities and educational grants.
He wanted to see Frisco schools be the best they could be and the kids to have every opportunity that they could have, and it's all because of somebody like him that was such a giving person that got this started in our community so many years ago.
The Fun Run is sponsored by the Frisco Education Foundation and will begin tomorrow at 8 a.m. at Toyota Stadium. The 5K will be at 8:30 a.m. Hope to see you there. For RACC TV, I'm Zain Ramatullah.
Most of us have been recycling at home and school for as long as we can remember. The concept of recycling dates back to the 1960s and the environmental movement, but did not become a commonplace until much later. The environmental science class at Frisco High School reinforces the benefits of recycling.
We try to recycle to do a couple of things. One, we need to limit what actually goes in our landfills because landfill space is premium. And if we can, whatever we recycle doesn't go in a landfill, it gets reused and turned into something else. One of the major components on recycling is plastics, and plastics is a worldwide problem. They break down and turn into microplastics, and they're all in the oceans, and there's a lot of problems associated with that. And if we can limit that and reuse it, we don't have the microplastics and other things in the trash and in the oceans.
Students have become aware of several global issues in the environmental science class.
I kind of found out how recycling is very important. It can stop climate change and global warming, and we need to recycle because without recycling, we're really damaging the earth.
Well, we have this thing called the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. I didn't know anything about that. It's like a really large thing full of garbage. It's like 3.5 million tons.
I learned about recycling and how important it is to our atmosphere. I also learned about the tundra and the environment.
Environmental science students collect recyclable materials from the classroom every week, where it is then transported to a recycling facility in McKinney. It is important that those blue containers only have recyclable items in them.
A lot of people think any food wrapper can go in there, but chip bags, candy wrappers, things like that, they go in the trash. They do not get recycled. They're the wrong kind of material. And then things with food products on them, those are bad.
Continue to fill those blue plastic containers in the classroom. Just make sure the right materials are in them so we can continue to do our part. For RACC TV, I'm Cameron Burrs.
The recent addition of the student ID badges here at Frisco High is a topic of conversation among students. With school security becoming a growing national issue, parents and administrators are looking for ways to increase school safety. What are your opinions on the school ID badges?
They're uniform, so they help, but I don't really appreciate them.
I keep waking up every morning looking for this little thing, and it really makes me mad, but also it's for safetyness, so you know how it would be.
At first I was a little skeptical because, I don't know, it was a little troublesome carrying around, but when it comes down to school safety, it's like pretty important.
Well, at first I was kind of upset because I thought that they were ugly and that they ruined every outfit, but I do think that they're important for school safety and you can just bedazzle it, so it's all good.
Well, I think that although the ID badges is something new for us and we're having a little bit of getting used to it, I think it's important for safety of school. I think it's important for understanding when people are walking down the hallway that they indeed should be here. And so I think that overall it's a good thing.
I think it precipitated from the fact that they were aware that additional security measures to keep the students safe need to be in place. So I think this pilot program that they're starting off here in Frisco, I believe there's one other school, I think it's Lebanon Trail, where they also have the student IDs. I think they're kind of testing it out, see how it works out.
One of my jobs is to make sure that we are, of course, have a building that's safe and secure. Key to ensuring that safety and security is recognizing everybody that's in the building. So I've asked staff and students to wear ID badges so that we can rapidly identify who does and does not belong in this building. I realize that some students aren't terribly happy about that, and I'm sorry about that, but I do believe it's important to ensuring recognition of staff members and students.
Try not to lose your badge because it will cost $5 to replace. Students who consistently don't wear their badges will attend detention. So far, most students are doing what is expected of them. Let's do our part to keep Frisco High safe. For RACC TV, I'm Carter Lawson.
Halloween is only 5 days away. It's next Wednesday. Many of us grew up trick-or-treating throughout the neighborhood, collecting as much candy as we could. Some of us are still doing it, which brings up the question, at what age should we stop trick-or-treating?
Probably 12 years old.
I was 16.
I never stopped, so it's a tradition. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, we're going this year.
At 2 years old, I think that's when you should stop because it becomes childish at that point.
I think that if you want free candy, you shouldn't really stop. Just do whatever you want to do.
I agree with that, unless I was the one giving up candy eventually, because then it'd be kind of annoying if a bunch of adults came and wanted candy. So.
At what age should you stop trick-or-treating at?
At the end of freshman year.
I think 12 or 13 when you're in 7th grade.
Why is that?
Because I think you've gotten to the age where you just can't go trick-or-treating anymore. You're just no more.
Never.
Why?
Because it's always going to be a tradition.
I think probably about 14, 15, or at middle school, freshman. I don't want grown-looking people out with my kids.
I think you should stop trick-or-treating at the age of 18 because trick-or-treating as an adult, that's weird.
It really depends on your personal preference. For me, I don't really know. I mean, nowadays I just buy my own candy and that kind of stuff.
14.
Why?
Because I felt like I was getting way too big for it and everybody else was smaller than me when we went to the houses.
Probably 15. Because, I don't know, it's time to go to parties now.
Never. Candy is free, get it. Or everything that's a never thing. That's mad free. That's facts with no books type.
According to high schoolers who continue to trick-or-treat, there doesn't seem to be an age limit. Maybe it's not about age at all. Who would you give candy to? We thought so. For RACC TV, I'm Ava Marchetti.
Good morning, fellow raccoons, and welcome to the Weekend Weather Watch. I'm Bradley Owen.
And I'm Broccoli Mills. Happy Halloween, Bradley. From the looks of that last segment, you're going trick-or-treating this year.
No, not me. That's kid stuff.
That's probably a good idea because the forecast says that next Wednesday and Thursday are going to be rainy.
What else is new?
Speaking of the weather, today will be sunny with a high of 72 and a low of 55. Saturday will be sunny with a high of 80 and a low of 57.
Sunday
will be another sunny day with a high of 79 and a low of 53. There's no rain in the forecast all weekend.
For real?
For real. 5 sunny days in a row, and then Halloween will be a dark and stormy night.
It's a good thing we're too old for that.
This afternoon during all lunches,
your parents will be selling tickets to the senior bonfire in the cafeteria and on Monday too.
This is a bye week for football, but Saturday morning is the annual Gary Burns Fun Run and it begins promptly at 8 a.m. at Toyota Stadium.
The Best Buddies Trunk or Treat is Saturday afternoon at 4:30 in the back parking lot.
If it rains, Trunk or Treat will be in the indoor facility.
but it's not gonna rain.
Anything else, Bradley?
I'm sure I wouldn't know. Have a safe weekend.
For RACC TV, I'm Broccoli Mills.
And I'm Bradley Owens.